Welcome to the latest edition of the LL Basketball Roundtable from the friendly confines at 101 North Queen Street, downtown Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Brought to you by Thaddeus Stevens College of Technology. As always, my name is Mike Gross and I host these proceedings. And to my left is John Walk, who covers boys basketball for our publications. To my right is Jeff Reinhardt, same deal for the girls. We're going to start with Jeffrey. This week, we're kind of about at the halfway point here, and some things starting to take shape, some things less so.
Yes.
But Ryan, sift through.
Yes.
Tell us what you got.
Okay, still two undefeated teams dancing. Girls side, Lancaster Catholic, 13-0.
Yeah.
They're really good.
They're rolling.
Yeah. Next thought. Lebanon, 14-0. Catholic's really good. They're going to keep me busy until March.
This just in.
Lebanon, 14-0. Cedars, and I wrote this the other night. They're legit. They're 14-0. They've beaten all comers. Got pushed to OT one time. Had a couple of close calls, but they are solid.
Well, here's the thing with them.
Yeah.
They fit together really well. Now, a lot of people would fit together with Korea because she makes all of them better.
Yes.
But they have her, and they have a three-point shooter, and they have a big kid, and they have a couple of other guards who were guard-type players who were okay, and they have one athletic sort of swing-type kid.
Yep.
It's not an overwhelmingly great basketball team. It's parts that fit together really well, and one really great player.
Oh, she's superb.
Yeah.
She's fantastic. And I talked to Coach Walburn about this the other night. Just her rotation, like you said, well, they have a big, and they have a wing kid, and they have a shooter. Her rotation is so tight right now in the way she uses kids and gets them in and out.
And the big kid is a sophomore.
Yep.
Korea is a sophomore.
Olive Brandt's
is a freshman.
Yeah, they start one senior, and they bring Jay Burris off the bench, and she's just an ultimate glue kid, great defender. Every game, seemingly, she comes in and hits a three. They've been really good. So Cedars 14-0, Catholic 13-0. I was somewhere this week and somebody kind of grabbed me by the elbow on the way out and said, Reinhardt, I really want to see Catholic play Lebanon. And I said, we shall see. Give it a month.
It could easily happen. It would not happen in the final, though, would it?
No, they're in if they win their section titles, they would be in the semifinals.
Yeah.
They'd have to win out that quarterfinal to get to the semifinals. Okay, so Lebanon and Catholic, both undefeated. Quick update on the sections. Section 1, Lebanon, obviously out front, 5-0. Cedar Crest on their heels, 4-1. Crest had two crazy wins last week. Came back from down like 16 to beat Township by a point, and then went to McCaskey 2 nights later, beat the Tornado in overtime.
What happened to a veteran? You have to be a veteran team to win the close ones. No, you don't.
No, Crest got hot at the right time. So they're a game back Friday night. Township at Lebanon. Lebanon beat them the first time at Township, but it was overtime.
Oh.
And Crest at Hempfield. Hempfield's 1-4 in section play. That's the head scratcher to me of the season so far. Section 2, Manheim Central out front, 6-0, ahead of Ephrata, 5-1. Warwick had that great winning streak. They were tied for first last week with Central, and then Warwick had to play Ephrata and Central back-to-back. Lost both, so Warwick's lost a little ground here in the race. Manheim Central's won 6 in a row. They're playing fantastic. Section 3, Catholic out front, 5-0. LS has 1 loss. Elko has 2 losses. Thursday, Elko at LS. So winner there kind of stays with Catholic. Loser falls another game back. Catholic's in charge there. They've won 64 league games in a row. Section 4, Columbia, 5-0. Pequay Valley, Lancaster Country Day, Anvil Cleona all have 2 section losses. So Columbia's 2 clear. Pequay, Country Day, Anvil Cleona. 3 teams fighting for 1 LL playoff spot.
One of those teams will make the playoffs.
Yeah, so that's going to be a great race down the stretch, and they all have to play each other again. Columbia beat Pequay Valley on Tuesday night, 47-32, and Kinzers got to see that. Good game. Columbia had to play into the 4th.
And Kinzers, how could it not?
Oh, exactly. It was packed. Good crowd. Red zone. Columbia had to kind of fend them off to win, so they're 2 games clear up top. Columbia in the driver's seat for Section 4.
John, we turn our eyes to you for the boys edition.
I got a whole bunch of stuff. I guess
Go.
I'll start, since you ended with Columbia girls there, I'll start with Columbia boys. They were winners of 10 straight. They lost last Sunday in a showcase type of event at Chambersburg. Lost close to a team from Maryland called Severn. 60-51 was the final. Snaps their win streak at 10 games. However, they're still sitting comfortably atop LL Section 4. And, oh, by the way, 7th-year coach Gary Glover picked up career win number 100 last week. 6th coach in program history to hit number 100. The Tide continue to roll there. Team that I'm not sure if they'll be able to continue to roll is Lampeter Strasburg. Ben Wirt, we talked about him a week ago. Could be, could not be. Knee injury, well, it is. Torn ACL, done for the year. Suffered about, 8 days ago from when we're recording this in a game at Octorara. So he's done for the year, so now it's kind of next man up mentality. LS has kind of turned into a basketball factory as of late, the last, dozen years or so. So it seems like, yeah, they're young, but they got kids who can play. So I think they're still going to be very much in discussion there in Section 3 moving forward. Speaking of injuries, Cam Hurst called him on Sunday. He is the returning All-State player at Lancaster Mennonite. Played the first 2 games of the year, tallied total 50 points, I think. And then broke his shooting hand. He said, he told me on Sunday he's still about 2 weeks away. So aiming for like first week of February type of return. Last couple.
Didn't they have some guy go for 30 the other night though?
It's funny.
Yeah.
So 2 years ago, it's not funny, but 2 years ago, Cole Fisher was like one of their senior leaders. He goes down for an extended period of time with an injury. Cam Hurst, then
Hurst
a sophomore, steps up
Hurst
and
went
goes
nuts.
nuts. Cam Hurst this time goes down. Xavier Summerall, a senior, scored 30 points the other night. 10th player so far in LL League boys basketball this season to put up at least 30 in a game.
Wow.
They have a bunch of kids around as far as the guard types, but they also got the big guy down low, David Weaver. He's got to be averaging double figures in rebounds per game, and sometimes he scores a bunch, sometimes he doesn't. He just kind of plays his role. And
What grade's he?
he's a senior. He'll more than likely he'll go like D3, like Messiah type level player. He's a great kid.
This could really work out well for them.
Yeah, if Cam can get back.
Hurst,
He said,
I don't.
he
Sorry,
said
kid.
he's dribbling lightly. He's kind of using a small ball just to kind of get the form back a little bit. So he definitely wants to be in that regular season finale. I believe it's at home against Columbia, which more than likely would decide the Section 4 crown.
And remember,
So-
they're double A, so they're
Right.
really well positioned. They don't need to worry too much about the one-loss record and power ratings and all that. They're in good shape.
So as a result of Columbia's loss, the longest current win streak among LL League boys basketball teams would belong to Mannheim Central, now winners of 7 straight after having beaten Warwick on Tuesday night in overtime, 67-60. Trey Grube goes for 21 in that game, only 2 3-pointers. It was a really hard-fought game, man. He took what they could give him and dished out the passes and let his teammates do the work kind of down the stretch. All that is to say, he heads into this weekend. We'll talk about that in a second. He's 1 3-pointer shy of tying the all-time league mark.
Nice.
Central winning against quality opposition. They're having a good year.
12-2 overall.
They're impressing me. They're having a really nice year. Ryan's, what's coming up next?
Okay. 2 kids approaching 1,000.
Okay.
Keep an eye on. Brooke Draghi, twin sister Bree, already in the 1,000-point
She's
club.
already way
Brooke's
over.
close, 928. So I can't do math off the top of my
Third
head.
leading scorer in her family.
Mom's gonna. Yeah.
In fact, maybe 4th. I don't know if the dad played. I don't know.
I don't know if we play basketball. Yes, and by the way, they have a little sister coming in
Oh,
a couple
Nelly.
of years. There's another one. So yeah,
There's another one.
Yes, Brooks at 928, so she should hit that in the coming weeks. Jayla Rivera, kind of under the radar kid for Lancaster Mennonite, had 36 in a game earlier this season, had 33 the other night.
Yeah.
She's at 814. Another milestone number, Carl Kreiser, Columbia coach. Wow. You were talking about his dad last week in your story. He had, 205, 206 wins?
207.
There you go. Carl, when they beat Pequay Valley the other night in Kinzers, 250 career wins for Columbia girls. In his second stint, tack on 59 boys wins for Carl.
Oh, yeah.
And he's at 309.
Not bad.
So he's over 300. There's not a ton of 300 win coaches.
That's where it starts to
pretty good.
starts to separate out a little bit.
And I said, what's the secret? Well, I've been doing this for a
You
while.
got to do it for a while. Yeah, you got to do it for a while. There's no way around that, but still.
Exactly. 2 more quick ones. Saturday, big game, circle it. It seems like every weekend Lancaster Catholic has a good non-league game because that tries to play a
Well,
good
they've gone out of their
schedule.
way to schedule very aggressively, much as the Columbia boys have done,
Yes.
talking about losing to this team in Maryland at that thing in Chambersburg.
Yes,
Anyway.
Catholic girls at high noon on Saturday.
High noon.
We'll play Berks Catholic Saints. Always good, great
Saints.
program. Rematch of the 19 Kiki's here when they won the state.
It was recent.
junior
Yeah,
year.
I remember that. Yeah.
Rematch of the state final and the district final. Obviously, Lancaster Catholic won both of those. That's Saturday at noon at Catholic. I'll be over at that. Berks Catholic's pretty good. They could win Berks. They got some three-point
And they are
shooters.
Saints, after all.
And they are Saints. Last thing, please, LL community, keep Chad McDowell in your thoughts. Solanco girls coach is struggling. So,
John?
please keep him in your thoughts.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
What are we doing this weekend?
I'm going to start off with a quick correction because I pulled up here just to be clear. Elmer Kreiser, 205 career
205.
wins over 11 seasons. So
I teased Carl the other night. I said, I thought your dad would have more than 205. And he looks at me and he goes, well, he only had like 30 losses.
205.
So that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
205 and 37.
That's pretty good. That's a great percentage.
That's pretty strong.
Do they call it the Elmer and Carl Kreiser Gymnasium after?
They might have
Carl
to
calls it?
eventually here someday.
All right.
But yeah, 250 is
Anyways.
cool and 309 is really good.
All right, what are we doing this weekend? Mike Gross and I will be tag teaming the LL versus Mid-Penn Showcase at Manheim Central's Doe Run Elementary School. I remember years when I was the lone wolf covering this, back when they were playing in the high school, which is currently getting renovated. And now me and Mike are going. A bunch of other media outlets are going to be there. There is 5 games on tap. Used to be 6. It was a late night. They scratched one off of there. First game is at 12. Last game's tentatively scheduled at 6.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Penn Manor versus Cedar Cliff. Cedar Crest versus Bishop McDevitt. Hempfield versus Central Dauphin. Warwick versus Lower Dauphin, Manheim Central versus Middletown. So that's where we'll be. By the way, Trey Grube enters 270 career threes, needs 1 to tie, needs 2 to break the all-time three-point record. And one other note, because this might happen within the next time before you guys see us again, Warwick coach Chris Christensen at 98 career wins is a good chance. If they win Saturday, they could win Tuesday, and he could get to 100. By my counts, I still got to do a bit more research. I think he would be only the second coach in program history to hit that. You guys probably knew the other one.
Danny?
Yeah, I do.
Dave Althouse.
Dave Althouse.
Oh, Althouse.
Yeah.
What am I thinking?
All right, for the good of the order. Anything else, gentlemen?
Maddie and I are 1,700 point club this week for the Barons. So
Respectable.
She's inching.
Not bad,
1710,
not
Miss
bad.
Nyer. We'll see if she can get to the magical 2,000 number, which would be pretty cool.
If they have a postseason, it's certainly possible.
I would think so. Barons could be playing a while.
This has been the LL Basketball Roundtable. Plenty of hoop-related activity coming. We'll be covering it all next week when we convene again. We're brought to you, as always, by Thaddeus Stevens College of Technology. For Mike Gross, for John Walk, for Jeff Reinhardt. See you later.